Welcome back to the 2 Minute Warning. I'm glad to be back. I'm back home, so hopefully I can be getting some consistent videos out to you guys, especially MLB videos. I love talking baseball, and as we progress through the All-Star break here in midsummer or late summer and into postseason baseball, I'm going to be hopefully all over that. But that brings me into today's topic, which is the MLB. Today I'm going to be looking at the AL East and can the Tampa Bay Rays, I'm repping the shirt, the Stadium Ice Cream Cup hat that I found. Can the Rays win the AL East? I want to come out first. Actually, let's get into the question of the day, and that is a simple one for you guys. Who do you guys have winning the AL East? You can make a very solid argument for four teams, in my opinion. Even right now with the Blue Jays in fourth, 5.5 games back, I believe. I do think you can make an argument that they'll come out and win the division. But who do you guys have winning? Comment below. But nonetheless, let's get right into the video. And the first thing I want to do, which I started to say earlier, is apologize to Rays fans out there that heard me say before the season that the Rays didn't have much of a chance to be very good. Even as a Rays fan, I was trying to be as realistic as I could be, and I just didn't think the Rays would be that good without Charlie Morton, without Blake Snell, and in a season where so much of what we did last postseason was due to Randy Arozarena, and I didn't think that he could put together stats like that he did in the postseason throughout this season. And not to say that he will or he can, but Randy's having a very good year. So can the Rays win this division right off the bat? Yes, I think they can, and partly biased because I'm a Rays fan. If I were to pick a team to win it, I think I'm gonna go Tampa Bay. I really think that they get the hit when they get the timely hits. They do what they need to do defensively and on the mound. They work with what they have, and the Rays can win any baseball game. But looking at the division standings right now, arguably right now, at least in my opinion, the AL East is the most competitive and exciting division to watch right now in the game. With the NL West, with the Dodgers and the Padres, it's just as competitive. But the AL East was kind of less expected to be that good. I expected at least the Blue Jays and the Yankees to run it this year, and right now Boston and Tampa Bay are, with the Yankees and the Blue Jays trying to creep up from behind. But in the NL West, of course, the Padres and Dodgers shooting it out for the top of the division. But here in the last 2 weeks, the Giants have led that division and only sit right now a game and a half back from first place with the Padres in the lead. So that division is competitive. But right now, I think the AL East is the top division in baseball. Those standings look like the Rays sitting in first right now at 30-19. Followed by the Red Sox at only a half game back, 29-19. The Rays' first pitch against Kansas City is now in about 20 minutes, 7:15 tonight. And I'm assuming the Red Sox play today because they didn't yesterday. But the Red Sox a game and a half back in second, 29-19, and then the Yankees a game back from first, half game behind the Red Sox at 28-19, and then the Blue Jays 5.5 out of first place at 23-23, and the Orioles totally in last, 12 games back. They're really the only team in this division that I count out completely for taking it. So the Red Sox, not necessarily who we expected to be fighting for this division. They trade away Benintendi. They trade away Jackie Bradley Jr., who, mind you, is one of the best defensive center fielders in the game. He's been making great plays all season in Milwaukee, so I knew they were going to miss him. I knew they were going to miss Benintendi, who's part of the reason why the Royals are relevant this year. You fill in his spot with Hunter Renfroe, a dollar store Mike Trout in the outfield, and Alex Verdugo. Both are having pretty good years. The main reason why this Red Sox team is so good is because of Xander Bogaerts at shortstop. Definitely the best hitting shortstop in baseball right now. Swinging the bat extremely well. And also, JD Martinez is having a hell of a season. So both of those guys are really carrying the offense. They also acquire Kike Hernandez from the Dodgers. He's pulling his weight on defense and at the plate here and there. So this Red Sox team really has it together. It's biased. It really is for me. The Red Sox pitching staff as a whole, they're missing Chris Sale pretty bad. I'm not sold on them being able to have long-term success going into the postseason and eventually winning this division. I just don't have success. I know the Rays have a very good bullpen. I guess Pete Fairbanks is the first one that comes to mind for me, the guy with the big eyes. But the Rays bullpen is deep. Despite losing the two starters in Charlie Morton and Blake Snell, the Rays bullpen is deep, and it's a big reason why the Rays team was able to edge out games against Game 5 against the Yankees and a Game 7 against the Astros in the LCS last year. So that's why this Rays team is so good, is they can play small ball. They got the bullpen depth to do so, and they just know how to win games. They don't blow teams out. They just know how to win baseball games. So that's another reason for the Rays as my top dog in the AL East and why I think they can win the division. Now, talking about the Yankees, a team that I spoke about preseason as the favorite to win the division and a team that's going to win 110 games. So right now they're not doing that. They're 28-19, like I said. They started off pretty rough. They had terrible stats in late 8th and 9th innings of games. They weren't coming back from any deficits. So if they got down early, they were going to stay that way. The Yankees not playing good baseball, but Garrett Cole set the record with, I want to say 59 strikeouts without a walk, consecutive strikeouts without a walk, if I'm not mistaken. A record that Corbin Burns had just set with Milwaukee a few days before. Then Garrett Cole comes out and shatters it. Corey Kluber with a no-hitter. So the one thing that I didn't give the Yankees credit for preseason was I said that their lineup will be out of this world, right up there with the Dodgers, but their pitching staff won't be. I think it's kind of a little bit backwards with what we've seen so far. With Garrett Cole and Corey Kluber having both good seasons now, their starting rotation doesn't go much past that, but those two guys are definitely pulling their own weight and then some. But then again, their lineup is just not doing that well. Aaron Judge was struggling early in the year, and then he came back in a series against Baltimore and has been pretty good since then. But all in all, DJ's not having the same year we expected. Aaron Hicks is hurt. It's just the Yankees are not what they have or what they're expected to be yet. So it seems like the Yankees still have the division right here, the tips of their fingers right now. Of course, it's early in the season, so this is honestly too early of a consideration for who's going to win the league. But I like talking baseball, so this is what I thought of. But at 28-19, at only a game back, the Yankees 100% have this division if they execute well. That's the thing; it's in all these teams' hands. But even this early in the season, to be 5 games back as Toronto or Dunedin, really, they've been playing out of Dunedin here in Florida, just an hour from Tampa Bay or less. Anyway, those 3 teams, Rays, Red Sox, and Yankees, are my picks for the division at this point. The Blue Jays, who I spoke so highly of this offseason, just not quite living up to that par. George Springer hasn't really came and played. He came for 3 games, hit a home run, and now he's back on the IL. Bo Bichette not having a great year. I'll tell you who is, Vladdy Jr., 15 home runs. He's really on his way for an AL MVP if he keeps playing this way now that Byron Buxton is hurt. So anyway, that's kind of off topic. But the Blue Jays, while a few key pieces are there, such as Vladdy, the team is not. Their pitching staff is weak, and I just don't think they can do it. The Rays, on the mound tonight for the Rays, it just brings back to my initial thought about their pitching staff is Rich Hill, former Dodger. I like him a lot. He's a guy that doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, knows how to get outs, and that's what the Rays team does. Doesn't overpower anybody, but you still got Glasnow, who's now the ace of the system since Snell's gone, and Yarbrough, who just pitched the other day against the Blue Jays. I like him, another lefty. So I like what the Rays have managed to do with their starting pitching staff despite the loss of 2 main guys. And I just love what they're doing at the plate. Joey Wendell, who is just kind of this regular-looking dude, kind of goofy guy, has been swinging the bat so well lately, and he's such a big piece of this offense when he's swinging the bat well. Brandon Lau's hitting the ball well. Margot hitting the ball well. Randy Arozarena hitting the ball well. I just think that at this point in time, the Rays team is doing all of the little things that equate to success in the postseason, that if they carry it out through the rest of the season, who knows what they can do. Well, at least what I think they can do is win the division. I really like what this Rays team has shown so far. But it's so early in the year, and the nature of the Rays is not dominating, winning the division and going on for a World Series. They tend to sneak in, at least in the past. I mean, last year they won the division. Yes, they definitely won the division last year. But I just think that even if the Rays don't win the division, if they find their way in the playoffs, they'll be a threat to anyone, at least the way they're playing right now. If the Rays don't win the division, I'm going to have to go with Boston. Boston, the way they're hitting the ball, led by JD Martinez, is just enough to overpower, even if their pitching staff is lacking. Another guy, Dahlbeck, a really young guy who's been swinging the bat well. So I like what the Red Sox have done or are doing on offense. But if I have to choose a team to win the division, I'm going to go Rays. They just play all around baseball. They have the most well-rounded team outside of maybe I'm gonna stick with that. I think the Rays have the most well-rounded team in the AL East, which will equate in them winning the division. But that's my take. Comment below, guys, what you think. Can the Rays win it? Will they win it? That's really what the video was today. Can the Rays win the AL East? And my final take is absolutely yes. It is on the table for them, but they're gonna have to earn it because the Yankees and Red Sox and the Blue Jays are also coming for it. And that goes back to my question today. Remember, I asked you guys to comment below who you guys think will win the division. The AL East, of course, and my final pick is the Rays. Guys, it's going to be back here at the 2-minute warning. But that's all for the video. Thanks for watching. 2-minute warning.